Hello everyone, I am Ansley Hamilton with the Georgian Media Group, and today I, a completely single person with no real record of long-standing, dedicated romantic relationships, am going to teach you how to flirt in college. I've received your countless letters, friend requests, Snapchats, Instagram DMs, and carrier pigeons, and I've decided that today is the day to share my bounty of knowledge with all of you. Now you might be thinking, but Ansley, I'm just your average college student. I have nothing to offer socially, financially, or facially. How can I become a master of human interaction such as yourself? And I'm here to tell you, while all of that may be painfully true, you can still find love in this cold, dark, empty, endless void of a world. Because that's why lying was invented. Now, as you all remember from school, lying was invented in 1683 by a woman named Edith Lying, who received a "you up" text at 3 a.m. and, desperate for a good night's rest, promptly replied no heart emoji. And since then, lying has become a common practice in the majority of human interactions from both males and females alike because, as you know, crime has no gender. Now, let's begin with a common area of misconceptions: personal interests and hobbies. When inquired about your personal interests and hobbies, do you respond with something vague, generic, safe, and socially acceptable, such as reading? Or do you actually dive in headfirst and start talking about the innermost details of your personal likes and dislikes, like some sort of soulless degenerate? If you are someone who does the latter, then it's okay. There is still time to help you. I would just encourage you that the next time someone asks about your interests, it's important to remember that you are nothing but a soulless, lonely, empty shell of a person. You are a husk to be projected onto by others so that your personality appears more appealing. Because knowledge of personal preferences on entertainment, much like all forms of intimacy, require vulnerability and are therefore unacceptable. So just cover up those pesky pastimes in conversation and watch as people flock to you for being such a good listener. Assuming you've made it past the initial talking phase, it is now time to establish a more intense level of contact. I mean hanging out. Of course. When prompting the first mutual outing, it's common procedure to recommend someplace public, like a cafe, a skate park, or a ritualistic chant circle in the middle of the forest. However, if either of your extraordinarily, unfathomably humble abodes end up being sacrificed as the location for the meeting, then there are several important steps that you must take in order to prepare. Now, the first and arguably the most important step is cleaning. Your home must be spick and span in order to properly receive guests and make them feel welcomed in your space. If there is even a single speck of dust, then it means that you are lazy, good for nothing, unattentive, and undeserving of love. Even natural phenomena like death itself enjoys keeping things in order, and you are no exception. So make sure to do the dishes and give your mirrors a good wipe down before you receive any guests. This next tip is for all of my fellas out there. If you ever find yourself in a state of crippling loneliness and boredom, what you can do is take a random picture of your neck, your ceiling, or the general aura of decay that surrounds you at all times, and send it to a girl that you haven't spoken to in about a month, with absolutely zero context. It's definitely not super weird, and also annoying. Once you've done this, make sure to initiate no further conversation whatsoever. Trust me, girls love it when you put all of the pressure of conversation onto them, make absolutely no effort yourself to form a real connection, and then get mad at us for being dry texters. Thank you so much for joining me today. Once again, I've been Ansley Hamilton with the Georgian Media Group, sharing just a couple of my very valuable tips and tricks on how to flirt in college. I guarantee that if you follow these tips and tricks, you will be able to temporarily satiate the gnawing pit in your stomach that craves human intimacy. Just remember, you're not doing this for love, you're doing it for external validation. Bye!